How business impacts human rights was the topic of a forum at the UN in Geneva. The 3-day annual event brought together business leaders, government representatives, NGOs and civil societies. More than 1,500 people from over 100 countries participated. His Excellency Archbishop Silvano Tomasi, permanent observer of the Holy See to the UN Geneva, was one of the keynote speakers.
The experience shows that further steps are required in the construction of a stronger business and human rights regime, including the development of national action plans on business and human rights and effective remedies to those businesses practices whose violation of human rights produce negative consequences. Profit cannot be the only rational goal of business activity, as Pope Francis and other religious leaders tell us. When human rights are neglected, a systemic exclusion of the vulnerable comes about. The Pope points out that a new development occurs. It is no longer simply about exploitation and oppression, but something new. Exclusion ultimately has to do with what it means to be a part of the society in which we live. Those excluded are no longer society's underside or its fringes or its disenfranchised. They are no longer even part of it. The excluded are not the exploited but the outcast, the leftovers. A peaceful and creative society is possible when the economy is placed within a context where human persons have priority, are free to contribute their talents, and their dignity is properly recognized.
The Apostolic Nuncio said also that the interplay of business and human rights offers a good opportunity to further humanize the economy. And to convey some observations and Pope Francis's perspective on the relationship between business and human rights, an aspect of the Catholic Church, is what the Holy See offers as their contribution to the debate. We spoke with Francesca Restifo, International Advocacy Director of Franciscans International.
We brought here for this session a number of human rights defenders, land and environmental rights defenders from the field, from the regions, from the Democratic Republic of Congo, from Colombia, from Honduras, from Guatemala, from the Philippines, from Indonesia, to make sure that their voice, the voice of the local communities, the voice of grassroots, the voice of the victims, the voice of the indigenous peoples can be heard here in this forum and can be shared not only with governments, not only with UN experts, but also with the business sector.
Father Javier works with victims and indigenous people in Colombia.
El que estemos nosotros aquí en Ginebra, en el marco de este foro internacional sobre defensores de derechos humanos.
What we have here in Geneva is the framework of an international forum of human rights defenders and businesses working together towards the protection of human rights. For us it is very important to be here because we can create bridges between organizations, governments, businesses and communities to facilitate dialogue and understanding among themselves and to make sure that the dignity of all of us as human beings, as sons and daughters of God, are respected. Siempre adelante. El Papa Francisco ha hablado de la globalización. Pope Francis spoke of the globalization, of the solidarity and brotherhood. The Catholic Church, the Universal Church, the sister churches of the United Kingdom as well as of Europe are working for creating a better world, a world where solidarity is a fundamental principle to unify us.